Alright. So hey everyone, welcome back. We're just going to pick up right where we left off from last time. So, as you remember, at the end of the last episode, we battled DiGiorno. And, let's see, did we take any damage in that battle? No, we're actually pretty good. Okay. So, just in case, I don't know if they heal you automatically, but if you do take damage, you can go back into your house right here and talk to your mom, and she will heal your Pokemon for you. Alright, let's see what's happening right here. Hey, Sonny. Oh, just look at Pikachu. You two are already looking like great partners. And I've got the perfect little gift for such a great team. Here, take this. Okay, cool. So now we have our first instance of getting a new outfit. And both Pikachu and the trainer can wear this. Try putting that on Pikachu. You can go on an adventure in matching clothes. Oh wait, no, I think this is this only for Pikachu? Hold on, let me check really quick. Oh? Oh, and this also opens up the template for you to play with Pikachu. So partner play. So yeah, in this screen, well, yeah, play with Pikachu. You can pet Pikachu by placing your hand on it and moving your hand. Oh, okay. Press ZR or the A button to pet the spot your hand is on. Actually, you don't have to hold ZR or A to do that. You can just put your hand on a place and just kind of move it back and forth. And using the Y button to censor is very useful because it kind of goes wonky a lot of the time. So the two places I always pet Pikachu are on the head and on the tail. And then if you get like a little pointer, you can just like poke and like make him interact. And then if you poke away from him, oh, whoop, he did a thing. If you poke away from him, he does a little swipe at you. And then you can also go down here and give Pikachu a berry. And this will just increase Pikachu's affection for you even more. So when you increase your Pokemon's affection, that pretty much increases their abilities in battle. So Pokemon that have high affection for you will like withstand hits with 1 HP more, and they'll be more likely to get critical hits, that kind of thing. Because they trust you. They'll also be able to avoid hits, which is pretty cool. It seems like Pikachu wants to play. Don't forget to show it some love from time to time. Play with Pikachu has been added to the main menu. Press the X button to go see. Select this option to play with Pikachu whenever you want. And yeah, on top of that, whoever your follower Pokemon is, if you interact with them every once in a while by turning around and like pressing the A or ZR button, you can talk to them, and the more times you do it, the more their affection for you grows. So Rattata seems jealous of Pikachu, will you give it some attention? Yeah. And then now Rattata has a little bit more affection for me. And now, let's go into our bag and go to the clothing trunk and see our new stuff. Let's deck out Pikachu first. So I honestly think, yeah, I think this is only for Pikachu because we're already wearing the sports stuff. So yeah, now Pikachu looks like us. Switch over to Sunny, and yeah, we don't have anything to change Sunny into quite yet. Alright, so let's head off back into the wilderness. So I'm going to be... Oh yeah, talk to this guy and he'll give you, I think, either one potion or a few potions. Pokemon is a convenient chain selling all sorts of items, so please come visit us. Oh, I know, I'll give you a sample. Here you go. Yeah, he gives you a potion if you talk to him. So since we're sticking with only Pikachu for right now, I'm not going to be worrying so much about catching Pokemon to level up or get any bonuses or anything. But I will be looking, whenever I find a new Pokemon, I will definitely go and catch it. Your Pokemon may take damage when you battle other trainers. Be sure to use a potion on them if that happens. Yeah, so potions are items that you can use both in and out of battle to heal your Pokemon for 20 HP. And I believe this kid right here will be our first trainer battle outside of our rival. Yeah, trainers' eyes have met. I'll battle you with my favorite Pokemon. Alright, so yeah, this is our first proper battle outside of the actual rival. And let's see what he's got. So yeah, he starts off with the Rattata. Pretty simple. We're just going to send out a Pikachu and just wallop him really quick. Also, I love the animation for when you send Pikachu out to battle, where he like hops off of your arm and everything. It's really, just really cute. Everything that Pikachu does is super cute. Oh, I got a critical hit, nice. And that's the end of that battle. So at the end of every battle, you get some money, And then for most trainer battles, you also get some Pokeballs. And it's not always Pokeballs. Sometimes they'll give you Great Balls, and sometimes they'll give you Ultra Balls. Ultra Balls usually come from Ace trainers, who typically tend to be harder than regular trainers. Huh? You look pretty pleased about something, Sonny. Oh, you beat another trainer? Good job. Well, since we're on the topic... Oh, wait, I forgot about his voice. How did his voice go? The Pokemon you sent into battle might have lost some HP or PP. You should take them to a Pokemon Center and get them healed up. It doesn't cost any money and doesn't take long at all either. Just remember, heal up after battles. Yeah, nice little piece of advice there. So now we can go to the Pokemon Center and get our Pokemon healed. So let's stop in there really quick. And let me take a look at my notes to see if anything changed in Viridian City at the moment. I don't think anything has quite yet. So yeah, we got Mark guy. And let's see, Pokemon Center. We can go to the trainer school. And yeah, not very much happens in Viridian City at the moment. So, we can go up to the Nurse Joy here and give her our Pokemon to heal up. Oh, also, I believe if we go to the right of the Pokemon Center, we'll find an item in the flower patch. Actually, does this guy do anything for us? Please feel free to read any of the books on the magazine. Social has told me so kind of her. So yeah, if we look at the books up here, I think it just gives you some info on the game. Flashy advertisement in the back. We read it? Yeah, let's see what it says. If you use what are called secret techniques, you can chop trees, open paths, light up dark spaces, and so on. They are sure to be very useful. Don't you want to learn secret techniques now too? So that is another change in this game that we will talk about later once we actually get a secret technique. But I don't think that there's anything else of importance in here. Yeah, they just kind of tell you the basics of how the game works. It's in every town. Yeah, so there's nothing all that special in here. However, if we step outside and go over to the right, Rattata should... maybe, possibly... No? Maybe not? Hold on, where is this thing? Oh, well, I don't know where we're supposed to find it. But there should be a pretty feather hidden somewhere that the follower Pokemon can find. I just forget where exactly it finds it. Oh well. Oh wait, before we head anywhere, I want to show you really quick something that could be of use. It's essentially a way to get free items. So when you go to the Pokemart and you buy Pokeballs, any kind of balls, it could be Poke, Ultra, or Great. If you buy for every 10 balls that you buy, you will get one extra ball called a Premier Ball. And it's just a thing that they're throwing as a bonus. Now, I used to believe that Premier Balls were effective at catching Pokemon that you have found for the first time. I'm not entirely sure if that's still true or not, but I think that using Premier Balls on new Pokemon gives you an increased capture rate. If not, then it just has the same capture rate as a regular Pokeball. So before we head up north, we're going to head over here to Route 22, where we should find a couple new Pokemon, among which are going to be Nidoran Male and Nidoran Female, like right there. Unfortunately, I won't be using Nidoran Female, even though its Final Evolution, Nidoqueen, is one of my favorites in the entire game. I used it for my last playthrough, so I'm not going to use it again for this one. Now let me look at all the Pokemon you can find here. So, we have Rattata, Spearow, Nidoran Female, Nidoran Male, and much later on in the game, you'll also be able to find Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Magikarp. Alright, so for right now, all we can really find here are Rattata, Spearow, Nidoran Male, and Nidoran Female. Alright, and since Nidoran Female is a new Pokemon, let's go ahead and try and catch it. I'll wait for the circle to come back. So yeah, it's all about timing with this. You want to time it because unlike in Pokemon Go, if you do happen to play that game, the circle does not stop after you throw the Pokeball. It keeps shrinking. So you have to time it so that the circle is a little bit bigger than how you want it to be when you actually have the ball connect with the Pokemon. So I think at the next level, Pikachu is going to learn a move that he's never been able to learn at any point throughout the series, which is just another way of proving how this game was kind of made a little bit more casual, which I don't really mind at all. Like, I've never been into like competitive Pokemon or anything. Anyway, so Nidoran Female, Poison type, and it is a mild-mannered Pokemon that does not like to fight. Beware, its small horn secretes venom. So yeah, if you would like a poison type Pokemon, Nidoran female is for you. And actually, since poison type is one that might be a little bit more confusing for people who aren't savvy to Pokemon and typings and everything, every Pokemon type has its clear advantages and its clear disadvantages compared to other type ups. My bad. So you have Pikachu here, and it's an electric type Pokemon. Electric type Pokemon are weak to ground type Pokemon, and as far as I know, that's the only one that they're really weak to. So when I say weak to, I mean that if Pikachu gets hit by a ground type move, it's going to do, I want to say, 2 times as much damage. Yes, it will do 2 times as much damage if it gets hit by a ground type move. And when you try to do an electric move on a ground type Pokemon, the electric move does not affect the ground type Pokemon whatsoever. However, electric is strong against flying type, water type, and I think that there's another one I may be forgetting about. But water and flying type are the 2 most common types that electric type is going to be effective against. So when you use a move against a Pokemon that is weak to the type of move that you're using, the Pokemon that gets hit will take twice as much damage, or up to 4 times as much damage, or up to about 4.5 times as much damage, depending on all kinds of different variables, because it's weak. So say you have Pikachu and you're fighting a Pidgey, which is a flying type. Pikachu will deal an extra 50% damage because Pikachu is electric type, and then because it's fighting a Pidgey, on top of that, it will deal twice as much damage to the Pidgey because flying type is weak to electric type. So overall, you will be dealing, if I'm doing my math correctly, 2.5 times the amount of damage as you would be doing with a normal type attack, or a type of attack that isn't super effective against Pidgey, and that doesn't get a stab boost from Pikachu. So electric, like I said, only weak against ground and strong against flying and water type, if I remember correctly. There might be some types I'm forgetting right now. Then we have Oddish over here, who is a dual type Pokemon. So Oddish is dual grass and poison type. Now, I believe grass is resistant to ground type, but I'm not entirely sure. That may be bug type, and grass might just be neutral towards ground type. And if that's the case, that means that Oddish is weak against fire type, ground type, flying type, and ice type. And it's also weak to psychic type because psychic is strong against poison. So the type matchups for all these different Pokemon can be kind of hard to keep track of, but I think as I'm going through battles, I will do my best to kind of point out when I'm using a Pokemon that's super effective versus when I'm using a Pokemon that's not quite as effective, and all that kind of stuff. And I also have notes on gym battles and rival battles and other important battles, so that you can know which Pokemon is going to be coming out first and which Pokemon you should send out to counter the first Pokemon that you'll be fighting. Then you have Rattata here. It's a normal type. Normal is not good against any Pokemon whatsoever, but normal type is also only weak to fighting type, and that's it. And normal also has a special relationship with the ghost typing. Normal type attacks do not hit ghost type Pokemon, and ghost type attacks do not hit normal type Pokemon. And then I already talked about the flying type. But flying type also is strong against grass, bug, and I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting about. It might only be grass and bug, actually. And then poison type, in Generation 1, poison type was not that great. But since fairy type does exist in this game, poison type is strong against fairy type, and it's also strong against grass type. But poison is weak against ground, and also weak against psychic. Anyway, that's enough about all the typings for right now. I believe if we go up here, we can find something. Oh yes, another thing I forgot to mention. So, do you notice Pikachu's tail? When Pikachu's tail is shaking like that, that means that there is a hidden item nearby. So, when there's a hidden item nearby, you just kind of want to check in the general area where Pikachu's tail is going crazy, and then you'll find hidden items. Here, we found an antidote. That's something that the game itself doesn't tell you about until you get to like the 4th city or something like that. So not knowing until that late, it kind of sucks. Knowing it right now is going to be very, very useful because there are a lot of hidden items. Oh, hey, Sonny. You hoping to make it to the Pokemon League someday too? That's where you can battle the strongest of all Pokemon trainers, the ones they call the Elite Four. I was hoping maybe I could get a glimpse of them, but the guard at the gate won't even let me pass without any badges from Pokemon gyms. Yeah. Guess I'll just have to get there the long way by battling and getting strong. So, Sonny, I guess that means it's on. And yeah, now here's just the second battle. So this battle is completely optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And like I said before, in case you forgot, if you win both of these first 2 battles against your rival, he evolves his Pikachu into Jolteon. But first, really quick, remember what I was talking about with Pidgey? Pikachu is an electric type, Pidgey is a flying type. If we use Thunder Shock against Pidgey, chances are it will be down in 1 hit because Pidgey is weak to electric type. And we'll get it's super effective right down there at the bottom. So if you're a first timer and you're trying to figure out what types are good against what, pay attention to when the game says it's super effective or it's not very effective, because that will clue you in on which moves are good and which moves are not very good against certain types. It's about to send out Eevee. We'll just stick with Pikachu because I don't have any other Pokemon that I really want to train right now. And I forgot what I was talking about a second ago. Oh yeah, that's right. So just remember, if you win both of these fights against your rival, he evolves his Eevee into Jolteon. If you win one fight and either skip or lose the other fight, he evolves his Eevee into Flareon. And if you lose both fights or lose the first fight and entirely skip this one, his Eevee will be evolved into a Vaporeon. So we'll see if we can just go ahead and finish this fight off pretty quickly. And I'm going to be, over the course of this Let's Play, or this walkthrough, I will be skipping most of the common trainer fights and only be focusing on important fights. So that will be every Pokemon trainer in the gyms, gym leaders themselves, rival fights, the Elite Four, stuff like that. But if you guys, sat there and watched me fight every single trainer in this entire game, that would take forever. So I'm going to cut all those instances out to save a little bit of time. Especially after the first episode where I realized I talked a lot without doing very much. So I'm going to try to get better about playing while explaining. Maybe battling like this is just helping you get stronger, huh, Sonny? Oh well, that works too. Oh wait. Let's train hard so that someday we both make it to the Pokemon League. I can't remember what this guy's voice is like. We're probably not going to see him again for a while anyway. Okay, new icon, bottom left corner. See the Pikachu waving the Joy-Con? Just kind of do the motion yourself, and you get taken to a little instance where Pikachu's like, yeah, I'm doing something special now. So that's just like, those are just instances where Pikachu wants to interact with you, basically, and you get a chance to go back and check in on him. Or her. And then, every time that I'm here, I go ahead and give him 3 little pats and a berry. And then we can move on. I'll also talk to Rattata really quick. Actually, I'm not planning on keeping Rattata, so never mind on that. I'm going to do a quick lap around this area, because I believe there's also an item down here somewhere. See if I can catch... No, that's just another Rattata. See if I can catch any new Pokemon. No, it doesn't seem like it. So... Oh, there we go. There's a Spearow. Ah, but it flew back up above the ledge. Did it come back? Okay, it did. Okay. So, after we catch the Spearow, we're going to hop down the ledge on the left here. And if I can find the right page in my notes... Maybe I should have written my notes down digitally so I wouldn't have to constantly be looking through my little notebook here. So we got Route 22. Oh, I thought it broke out. Okay. Oh, also something I forgot to mention in my notes. If you send 7 of the same Pokemon to Professor Oak, he will give you a large candy of that Pokemon's particular candy that he gives you. So... Oh, I wrote down here in my note. Forgot to write item. So we'll just go get the item and it'll be a surprise for everybody. Anyway, we got the Spearow. And I know Nidoran male exists around here somewhere, but... Okay, here we go. So at level 9, Pikachu learns the move Double Kick, which is a move that Pikachu has never been able to learn before. And they specifically give Pikachu Double Kick for Brock, the rock-type trainer in this game, so that if you want to, you can use Pikachu to beat Brock. So yeah, just an interesting choice there. And honestly, you'll learn throughout this game that you can use Pikachu to fight just about literally everybody. But I highly recommend against that. You do not want your entire team to depend on one singular Pokemon, because that will just create a lot of problems for you later on. Because if Pikachu just so happens to not be able to handle everything by himself, and you don't have a team that's strong enough to back him up, you're gonna find yourself in a bad spot. Right, so Spearow is another normal flying type. Inept at flying high, however, it can fly around very fast to protect its territory. Spearow's kind of a jerk. Spearow likes to pick on other Pokemon. And it's extremely territorial, so if you, like, invade its space, it will attack you. Just straight up. Oh, okay, that was a wild Rattata. Why not? Let's go ahead and catch it. How was that only a great? That circle was so small. But yeah, so this game has a much higher focus on catching Pokemon than previous mainline Pokemon games I've ever had. It is going to be your primary way of gaining experience, in all honesty, because you get a lot more experience for catching Pokemon than you do for battling. And getting the candies from all these Pokemon are going to be is going to be extremely useful for raising your stats. So I'm going to try my best not to do like too much grinding and catching and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's a big part of the game, so you may as well do it. Alright, so yeah, at the end here we got 5 Pokeballs. Great. And yeah, we've been using up a few of them, so let's get a little bit of a restock here. Alright, so let's head on back to Viridian City. And then we'll head back up north. And I know that there's a Nidoran mail around here, but I'm not playing this game for completion. I'm just playing it as a walkthrough, you know, just to enjoy myself. Especially since the first time around, I was playing this game for completion, and oof, that took up a lot of time. So here we are on Route 2. Really quick, before we head any further, Route 2 has... actually, let me see if I can find a new one. Because I know we have a couple new Pokemon here, including Weedle and Caterpie. Nope, that was just another Rattata. Well, we can get a catch bonus at least. And while we're prepping up for this fight, Route 2 has Caterpie, Weedle, Pidgey, Rattata, and Oddish. Aw. I hate when that happens, when you throw the ball and then as soon as it's about to come in contact with the Pokemon, it just is like, nope, I'm going to attack now, and the ball's going to go right through me in a weird way. So yeah, Route 2 is actually like split in half with the Viridian Forest sitting in between it, and we're going to get to the Viridian Forest in just a second. But out here, we can find Caterpie and Weedle as our new potential companions. And we can also find them inside Viridian Forest, so you don't feel constricted to having to catch them out here if you don't see any. You can just head right on inside and find them as well. Alright. Perfect. How are these only great? Like, they seem like they would be excellent throws. Oh well, we're getting them. It's fine. Alright, so we got a Weedle. And if we spot a Caterpie before we get inside the forest, then we'll go ahead and stop and catch it. Otherwise, it's time to head right on in. Nidoran female, one Poison Sting. Okay. And I'm not going to bother changing up my party because every time you catch a new Pokemon, they automatically add it to your party if there are empty slots. So I would rather just wait until I find a Pokemon that I plan to use for the long term. Which I think I'm not going to do that for a minute. At least not until after I beat Brock. Okay. Does anybody in here give you anything? Let me see. So... oof. Let me see here. Nope. Nobody in this specific room gives you anything. Okay. So, let's go ahead and just walk into Viridian Forest. So, Pokemon that we can find in here. First. So, you see how that Weedle had like that red stuff twirling around it? That means that it's huge. Okay. And now, you'll also notice that the circle is yellow. That means that this Weedle is a little bit tougher to catch with a Pokeball. So, if we use our Raspberry like the game just suggested that we do, it'll make Weedle a little bit easier to catch, and now its circle is green. So, when you find... dang it. I was really hoping to get that first throw catch bonus. So when you find a Pokemon that has rolling red or rolling blue around it, that means that it is an abnormal size for the Pokemon. If it's red, that means that the Pokemon is really big, and if it's blue, it means the Pokemon is really small. And when you catch the Pokemon, you will get a new size bonus. So, if you want to rack up a ton of experience really fast, try for excellent throws, play it by using motion controls, combo bonuses, size bonuses, and try to get it on the first throw. That will give you a ton of multipliers and just a huge amount of experience. Like, it gets pretty ridiculous when you get a lot of combos. So anyway, now that we're in Viridian Forest, the Pokemon that you can find here are Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, Weedle, Kakuna, Pidgey, Pikachu, and Oddish. So we actually have a Caterpie right here with a Metapod sitting right next to it. So let's see if we can catch this cute little guy. Now, just because its circle is yellow doesn't mean that we won't be able to catch it fairly easily with the Pokeball. Especially if we get an excellent throw like that. I mean, come on. We're like master trainers over here. See? There you go. First try. So now we have a Caterpie in our little ensemble. And then we can go right next door. Oh, we got so many level ups. One thing that I wish that I could do is just kind of like skip by the level up thing a little bit faster. Because when you have mass level ups like this, it can take a minute to just get by this little screen. Oh, I forgot to read the last couple of Pokedex entries. Oh, well. So Caterpie is a Bug-type Pokemon. Bug-type Pokemon are super effective against Psychic types. And, well, Bug-type moves, rather, are super effective against Psychic types and Grass types. They are weak against Fire, Flying, and I think that they're resistant to Ground. And they're also resistant to other bugs. They're resistant to grass. And I believe that's about it. So let's see. If you touch the feeler on top of his head, it will release a horrible stink to protect itself. Oh, Caterpie. And now we're going to go right over here to catch this Metapod. That's just chilling. So Metapod's also another grass type. Just straight up grass. Not grass. Bug type. And it's the evolution of Caterpie. So this is the first time in the game that we're able to find an evolved Pokemon. Now this game does seem to enjoy letting you find evolved Pokemon in the same area where you can find... Wow, that went way off. In the same area that you can find the first stage of the Pokemon. So say a little bit later on we'll be able to find more Pidgey, and then in the same area we'll be able to find Pidgeotto. Oh, come on, Metapod, really? Here, let's use a Raspberry and make this a little bit easier. Let's throw this at that guy. Ha! There we go. That should be able to catch it. So yeah, finding the evolutions of Pokemon and the... Wow, really? That was even worse than before I used it. Finding the evolutions of the Pokemon are it's going to be fairly simple throughout the game. Will you please be caught now? Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So since this is a slightly bigger area and there are a bunch of Pokemon here, I'm only going to, again, focus on the new ones. And then I will do the trainer battles, but I will skip over them in the video so that we don't have to worry about lingering on them. And then I will try to highlight where every item is and what the items are, so that you can have a nice, simple guide on where everything is. Okay. So I wrote down trainers give items. So I think talking to pretty much every trainer that you find here is going to be a good idea. Oh yeah, I think its Pokedex entry says something about it'll bust out of its shell if you hit it hard enough or something. Oh, this is an actual trainer battle. Okay, I'll see you at the end of this one. Oh, okay. So what I meant by trainers give you items is that when you beat them in battle, they give you balls, which we already talked about. Okay, so if we go off into this grass over here next to the tree, we should find 5 Pokeballs. Oh, whoops. I don't know when Rattata got in front of me. It's completely taken with the sunlight coming through the tree branches. 5 Pokeballs right here. And we have a new Pokemon right below us, Kakuna. So let's go catch that really quick. I don't know yet if I want to keep catching the Pokemon or like keep them in the recording. I'll probably skip over them like I skip over trainer battles. But I'm also, while recording, going to try to focus on only getting new Pokemon. Although catching Pokemon is a good way to grind. So, but for the beginning of the game is so easy. Like, you really don't need to grind at the beginning of the game at all. Like, I think the Pokemon that we have already are nearly as powerful as Brock, the first gym leader. So, honestly, if you only sit to catching new Pokemon for the beginning, you're going to be totally fine. Get these mass level ups. Okay. Let's see, what does it have to say about Kakuna? Able to move only slightly, when endangered it may stick out its stinger and poison its enemy. So you see that Kakuna is bug and poison. I believe Caterpie, when he evolves into Butterfree, it never changes over to the poison type. but it becomes a bug flying type when it becomes Butterfree. Okay, so let's make our way to the next item, which should be in the top left over here. Hey there, Pidgey. Oh, here's also a trainer. Really fast. So I will say that one thing I absolutely adore about this game is that you can finally see the Pokemon in the overworld. I really, really am happy that they finally did that. And I feel like because this game is on the Switch, this is the first time they have been like reasonably able to do that. Because previous Pokemon games, at least mainline Pokemon games, have always been on handheld consoles or handheld systems, whatever. And that's not counting stuff like Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Coliseum. Those games I don't consider mainline, they're just kind of like offshoot adventures. So with the Switch's higher power, okay, this should be, let's just see what it is really quick. A tiny mushroom right over there for you. See, I wrote down all these notes of all these things, but oh, I didn't even see the Metapod there. But it might be faster for me to just go pick them up and be like, yeah, and here you got this, and blah, 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 blah. We're just going to run away from this little encounter. But next up, the next item that we should have is an antidote. But yeah, so being able to actually see all the Pokemon in the overworld not only makes it a faster process, like you can pick and choose which Pokemon you want to interact with and stuff like that, it lends a lot of personality to the world that you're in. It's not just, you know, a bunch of people standing around waiting for you to battle, but it's also a bunch of Pokemon moving around and existing and just kind of doing things. Now, granted, they never really interact with each other, which I think would be a really cool next step for this game to go in. Maybe they'll do that in Generation 8 next year, whenever that comes out. But just being able to see the Pokemon in the first place is super cool to me. It makes the world feel so much more alive, and it gives it so much more personality. And like I said, it makes things a lot faster. Because previously, if you wanted to avoid Pokemon, you would have to just use repels. And repels are items that you would use to... I'm just teaching Nidoran female double kick really quick. I'm not ever going to use her, but, you know, may as well. So repels are items that you use to make Pokemon pretty much just disappear. Like wild Pokemon will not show up. They'll just never come around or anything. So in previous games, the only way to make sure that Pokemon would not run into you is if you use repels. But in this game, I don't know what this is supposed to be. What is it? Raspberries. 3 raspberries. So in this game, if you want to avoid specific wild Pokemon, you can just walk around them. Like, that's all you have to do is just walk around them, and it's great. Oh shoot, there are like hidden items around. I think there's only one hidden item and it's near the end. So... because yeah, since I didn't know about the hidden items... Ooh, there's a Pikachu right there. Okay, after this fight, let's go catch another Pikachu. Because having another Pikachu will actually be beneficial for fairly later in the game. Hey, do you know if Bulbasaur appears in the forest? Do not believe what this person says. Bulbasaur does not appear in the wild. Trust me, I was just kind of wandering around in Viridian Forest for a while, hoping that a Bulbasaur would show up. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But don't let that discourage you, because just because it doesn't show up in the wild does not mean that it doesn't show up at all. I feel like I'm talking too fast. Just because it doesn't show up in the wild does not mean that it doesn't show up at all. Actually, I'm going to step away really quick. I just realized I don't have my phone near me, and I'm trying to keep an eye on it, so I'll be right back. So, you can't find any of the Gen 1 starters in the wild, except for Pikachu, which is like right here. But... like I said, that does not mean that they're not in the game, and you'll learn more about that a bit later. Oh, excuse me. So use a raspberry on this Pikachu. Actually, let's try the Premier Ball. Let's see if that works. What does it even have to say? A somewhat rare Pokeball that was made as a commemorative item used to celebrate an event of some sorts. Yeah, it doesn't say that it's specifically better, so... I'm just going to assume that it's not better, but I like to imagine that it is. This should catch Pikachu. Yeah, there we go. So now we got a Pikachu, which is, I believe Pikachu is the most rare Pokemon that you can find in this area, so that's nice. So I think now the only Pokemon that we haven't caught in Viridian Forest should be Butterfree. Yay! Now we have a spare Pikachu. So you're going to want to keep this Pikachu. Favorite it whenever you can. And then, as soon as you can, use a Thunderstone on it. And trust me, you'll want that for later. Okay, so as we go into the top right corner over here. Oh yes, here it is, behind the tree. This should be a potion. Yep, there we go. And let's just move on to the rest of the forest. Yeah, honestly, the quality of life changes that were made. Oh, there's another Pikachu, nice. Wow, seriously? There are so many Pikachu here. Pikachu's supposed to be rare. What the heck is happening right now? I kind of want to catch this one because it's huge. Get that catch combo. Huge bonus, and if we can get it on the first throw, also the first throw bonus. That'd be nice. Ha! Plus, if you catch enough of the same kind of Pokemon, eventually you'll start getting candies specific for that Pokemon. So that means that eventually we start getting Pikachu candies. And Pikachu candies, like candies specific to Pokemon, increase all their stats by 1 in a 1 fell swoop. And that's pretty awesome. Do I care about Double Team? Not really. Sorry if you hear me like sniffling or something. It's like every time I start talking a little bit more, something in the back of my nose just starts going a little bit crazy. I'm just going to skip on Double Team. I don't care. I'm never going to use it. Or Focus Energy. Cool. So yeah, see, my Pikachu is already level 12. And 12 is the level of the strongest Pokemon at Brock's Gym, as we'll see fairly soon. So for now, let's just keep going forward, and we'll get to Pewter City pretty quickly. Yeah, I believe that the last item should be... Oh, I think that was a Butterfree. Or was that just a Caterpie? It was probably just a Caterpie. Okay, so this item over here should be a Lure, I believe. Yes. So a Lure is basically the opposite of a Repel. If you use a Lure, that makes more Pokemon appear around you and increases the chances of rare Pokemon showing up. So if there's... Whoa, what was that? Was that Oddish? Yeah, it was. So if you're in an area and there's a specific Pokemon that you want to catch but you haven't seen it quite yet, just use a Lure and chances are it's going to show up. Bug catcher Sammy, the last guy in the forest. I think the Metapod's only like level 4 or 5 or something. 3. Okay, it's even lower than I thought it was. Let's go ahead and blow this guy away. And then, so I'm pretty sure there's only one hidden item in this entire forest, and it should be in the patch of grass just north of Sammy. So let's just look for Pikachu's tail vibrating. At least I think it's around here somewhere. Oh. Oh, maybe it's not in the patch of grass. It's like in between somewhere. There it is. Yep, there's a hidden potion pretty much in front of the bug catcher. Cool. So the thing about Pikachu's tail being an item finder is that I find that it's not insanely accurate, and it's kind of annoying. It's just not the greatest. But it does clue you in on when there's an item nearby. So yeah, so this is the north side of Route 2. So the same Pokemon that you would find at the south side, you're going to find up here. And now we're in Pewter City. Hey, nice. I was hoping you'd run into each other. You know there's a Pokemon gym up this way, right, Sonny? You can battle against the Pokemon leader there, or the gym leader there, and he's seriously strong. If you want to get strong, stronger, you've definitely got to try to take him on. Geez, Pikachu, you're ready for a good battle too, huh? Who wouldn't be? Alright then, you're making me want to cheer you guys on too, so take these. And yeah, he just gives you 5 potions, you know. Like I said, the rivals in the games beyond Generation 2 are so nice to you. They just give you stuff a lot of the time. I bought some for you with the prize money I've been earning in all my battles. Beat that gym leader, Sonny, and you can really call yourself a true trainer. Give it your best! Okay. So, in Pewter City, let's see what we have. We got 5 potions from the rival. Okay, so if we head back here behind these buildings and behind the Pokemon Center, we find an X defense. Which actually, you don't have to run all that way around. You can actually just go right through these bushes. I always forget about that. And then, I don't think there's anybody in here worth talking to, but let's take a peek anyway. Yeah, I don't think anybody in here gives you anything. Oh yeah, so in here you kind of learn that you need gym badges to keep traded Pokemon listening to you. So in Pokemon, the way that traded Pokemon work is that they level up much more quickly than Pokemon that you catch yourself. However, unless you have enough badges, they will stop listening to you after certain levels. So once you have, I think before you get the Pewter City badge, only Pokemon up to level 10 will listen to you. After you get that badge, Pokemon to level 20 will listen to you, and then so on and so forth until you have all the badges, and then at that point, every traded Pokemon will listen to you, no matter what their level is. So if we talk to this man standing over here, he should give us something. A Pewter Crunchy. He doesn't give it to us, he sells it to us. So we can just buy it for 500 Pokédollars. And I believe that's all that we can really do in the Pokemon Center for right now. And Pewter Crunchies are basically the same as a Full Heal. And Full Heals are items that you can use on your Pokemon if they have a status effect. So say your Pokemon is paralyzed or asleep or burned or something, use a Full Heal on it, it'll take care of any ailment that it's being stricken by. So I'm pretty sure there's nothing up here worth noting. Let's see. So if you go to the northeast side of town and go to the house up there, Rattata should find something. Yep, right there in that bush. And it is a raspberry. So you got a free raspberry right there. And then if you go over to the left side of the museum over here, which if you do want to check out the museum, it costs, I believe, 50 Pokédollars to get in, and you can basically just read a bunch of stuff about fossils and space travel and things like that. It's just, you know, a cool little place to go. If you go over here and talk to this lady next to the Slowpoke, she will ask you if you would like to babysit her Slowpoke for her, while she goes inside and checks out the museum. So yeah, just stand here and spend a little bit of time with Slowpoke. And it plays a little tiny scene where Slowpoke is just being Slowpoke, and you're just standing there staring at Slowpoke. And it's nice and serene and very relaxing. And yeah. So who knows how long you've been standing there, but when you come back, you get a big pearl for your trouble. Big pearls are part of a family of items that you can sell to the Pokemon Mart for money. They don't have any use outside of being sold. So I think that that might be our only item that is purely meant to be sold so far. So let's just go ahead and do that really quick. So yeah, here when you go to sell, it just gives you your items that are in your bag in general. So Big Pearl, you can sell it for 4,000 Pokédollars. Pretty good. Not a bad deal whatsoever. Okay, actually, while we're at it, since I remembered my bag, I really like to press the Y button to sort everything by type whenever I start getting more things. It's just to make sure that everything stays nice and organized. The only thing I don't do that for is TMs for some reason. I like seeing the TMs all jumbled up like they are. Don't ask me why, I just do. But everything else I like seeing being sorted out. Okay, so now that we have all that out of the way, let's head right over to the Pewter City Gym, because I'm pretty sure there's nothing else in town to get. Yep, all we gotta do now is head over to the gym. Now, before you head over, if you don't have an Oddish in your party, go put Oddish in your party. If you haven't caught one, go catch one, and just have it be somewhere in there. Because, as you'll see right now, you're going to need it to actually enter the gym in the first place. Now, not every single gym has these kinds of requirements, but most of them do, and it's kind of interesting why, but I guess it's just to make sure that you're ready enough to do it. Anyway, I'm not a trainer, but I can tell if you're worthy of challenging the gym leader. Now, let's get started. The Pewter City Gym only allows trainers who know type matchups to enter. There are a few types that have an advantage against the gym leader's rock-type Pokemon. But for trainers who have never challenged a gym before, we have them use either grass or water-type Pokemon. You have to show me a grass or water-type Pokemon if you want to face a gym leader. So yeah, this is why you need an Oddish. Oddish is the only Pokemon, well, unless you're playing the Eevee version. If you're playing the Eevee version, you can use Bellsprout. But the grass-type Pokemon that you can catch in the beginning of the game is the only Pokemon that you can show to get into this gym, because you can't catch any water types yet. You don't have to actually use Oddish in any other fight, so you just have to show them that you do have an Oddish and then you can go. Right, trainers here are a bit different from the ones you faced so far. But like I said before, you can completely get through this entire gym only using Pikachu. Because Pikachu has double kick, and fighting type is strong against rock type. Now, typically sending out Pikachu against a Geodude would be a terrible idea. Like a really, really, really bad idea. Because Thundershock and like electric moves in general do not affect ground types, and Geodude is a rock/ground type. So, if Pikachu only had Thundershock or Quick Attack, which normal type moves are weak against rock types, it will hit them but it won't do very much damage. This would be really bad. But since we have double kick, a fighting move, Pikachu will probably one-shot this thing easily. Yeah, and you get 2 hits out of it. So there you go, Geodude's down. Nice and simple. However, since Pikachu barely beat that level 7 Geodude right there, and the other trainers in this gym are they're only gonna get tougher from here on out, I'm going to see if there's a way I can give my Pikachu some candies to beef him up a tiny, tiny bit. Since I'm not planning on using any other Pokemon. I mean, if I need to, I do have Oddish in my party, so if I need to switch out from Pikachu, I could always just use Oddish, and that would be totally fine. But I'm seeing if I can just go ahead and... I'm trying to only use Pokemon that I plan to have for at least most of the game. So let's go to our bag. We should have some candy. No, we don't have any candy. Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to send away duplicates. And just generally Pokemon that I don't think I need. So yeah, that's all the duplicates that I have. Send them over. And all we got were quick candies. Okay. So we could make our Pikachu faster, but that's all that we can do. So that's fine. Honestly, I have no worries at all. We can make it to this gym extremely easily. Even if we can't use Pikachu against Brock himself, it'll be fine. So for this trainer, like, knowing their levels and what type they're going to use is kind of innocuous this early. They're all going to use rock types. All 3 trainers in this gym start off with Geodude. This one also has a level 7 Geodude, just like the last trainer. So you already get it. If you're using Pikachu, go for double kick. If you're using Oddish, use Absorb, and you'll be good to go. I love how Pikachu is always just ready to fight. Just always ready. Hit that double kick. Okay, it's barely gonna kill again. Ooh, or not. That's interesting. Well, thankfully, at this low of a level, Geodude doesn't know any ground type moves, so it can't actually hurt us all that much. I think that's gonna be the same for Brock's Pokemon himself. I don't think that Geodude or Onix are at a high enough level this early on in the game to know any ground type moves, so Pikachu should be totally fine. Now we're going to go to Brock. So Brock is going to start off with a level 11 Geodude and then follow up with a level 12 Onix, just so you know. Can I do an impression of Brock? I don't know. So you're here. I'm Brock, Pewter City's gym leader. You can see just by looking at my Pokemon how rock hard my willpower is. My Pokemon are all hard as rock and have true grit determination. That's right, my Pokemon are all rock types. Wahaha! You're going to challenge me even knowing that you'll lose? That's what a trainer's honor demands. So be it. Show me your best. Pulling that Wakanda Forever right there. That's not an original joke. Somebody else pointed out that he does that, and it's like, whoa, he actually does do that. He like crosses over his chest, and it's like, that's straight up Black Panther. That's just Wakanda right there. Alright, Pikachu, let's do this. Let's take down these Pokemon that realistically should destroy you. Just like in the anime. Let's double kick it up. Oh wow. Okay, that was a crit. I was about to say, that did a lot of damage for a level 11. But we should be able to take it out handily with one more double kick. It's really Onix that's probably going to be the issue. So both Geodude... another critical hit, nice. Both Geodude and Onix are rock and ground types. And they're both extremely defensive Pokemon. Where they differ is that Geodude is very slow, but very powerful, physically. Onix, on the other hand, is very fast. Like, Onix is a surprisingly fast Pokemon, but it is not very strong. Like, it's honestly kind of weak. I mean, Onix itself is stronger than Geodude, but when Geodude evolves into Graveler and Golem, it gets much stronger, and Onix does not keep up. So we got Rock type, which is a stab move, which, again, it really doesn't do all that much. We're going to easily handle this fight with just Pikachu. So, yeah, honestly, this first gym battle is a complete gimme. I would say this gym battle and Misty, simply by the virtue of the fact that you start off with Pikachu, are the game just handing you the badges, honestly, because there's pretty much no way that you can lose. The first probable actual challenge comes when you get to Lieutenant Surge, and that's the third gym. Alright, and we got a level up. Get going, Pikachu. So I'm not entirely sure if EVs are in this game. If you don't know, EVs are effort values, and effort values are accrued when you fight certain types of Pokemon over and over and over again. So like depending on their best trait. Oh wait, this is so cute. It's so cute. You like high five his tail, and it's like, oh, it's adorable. So EVs, EV stands for effort values, and what that means is, oh, also he gives you the TM1 Headbutt, which is actually pretty useful. Headbutt's good if you're using a normal type Pokemon, because if you get that stat bonus, it becomes pretty powerful. So if you fight Pokemon that give a specific bonus in the same stat over and over and over again, when you level up, you will get a bonus in that specific stat. So say you're fighting a bunch of rock type Pokemon. You're fighting like Geodude, you're fighting Onix, you're fighting like Rhyhorn later on in the game and stuff like that. All those Pokemon have an effort value that is plus defense. So when your Pokemon levels up after having fought all of those guys in a row, your Pokemon is going to get a special boost to defense, specifically. And this can also be the case with other stats, like if you fight a bunch of special attackers, you'll get a special attack boost and stuff like that. So I think that EVs are part of this game, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway. Hey, you there, newbie. Oh, my voices are kind of sounding the same for the guys. Don't tell me. You've got to be Sunny, right? I am, that's amazing. How'd you know that? Ha, I knew it. I'm always right. I'm Blue. Hey, Blue. Honestly, I hated Blue in the past, but Blue has become such a redeemed character over the franchise that I really, really like him. I like him better than the character that you play as in the original generation of this game. Red is kind of a jerk, and Blue is, like, he's somewhat of a jerk, but he's generally really nice, and he's doing a bunch of good stuff, so. I heard from my grands that 2 new kids set out from Pallet Town to become trainers, so, just like I did once. So I came to check you out. I was thinking you might want some advice on how to beat the gym from an expert trainer like me, but looks like I showed up too late, huh? Seems you're not too shabby after all. Seems you're not too shabby yourself. So I guess you've earned a reward, newbie. And he just gives you 5 great balls because why not, you know? Those will be even better for catching Pokemon than plain old Pokeballs. And hey, that thing you got there, that's a Pokedex, right? So Gramps finally went and made one. He used to make me just scribble on a map with a pencil about where I encountered Pokemon. You better do a good job helping him out. He may be Professor Oak to you, and sure, he's an old coot, but he's still my Gramps. Smell you later, newbie. Yeah, I like Blue, especially in this game. He has a lot of character in this game. But yeah, so that was Pewter City and the first gym. Next up we have Route 3, and then beyond that, Mount Moon. Oh, I guess I should go to the Pokemon Center first and heal up really quick. But yeah, so 2 episodes in, we already got our first badge. And I would say it'll probably be about another 2 or 3 episodes, maybe even 4 actually, before we get our next one. Because coming up next is a bit of a long stretch. Not gonna lie, I hope you're prepared for it. Anyway, I'll see you on the next episode, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.